The Oklahoma City Thunder are showing us what happens when you take care of business during that rebuilding phase, because right now they are in a prime position and it is a good time to be a fan of the Oklahoma City Thunder. We look at the Thunder, they're coming off a season where they won 57 games and they became the youngest first seed in NBA history. They got a playoff win. Unfortunately, they did go home in the second round to Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks, but nonetheless, it was still an outstanding season for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And we just look at this situation that OKC is in right now. We just talked about them having the youngest roster to clinch a number one seed in NBA history, and the best player on this team, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he is just 25 years of age. He's going to be a perennial all-star for at least the next 8, 9, 10 years. He's going to be an MVP candidate each and every year. And if I'm being honest, I'm never biased in my videos. I'm just a huge fan of basketball in general. But just watching everybody in the playoffs this past postseason, what I saw with my eyes, and then he had outstanding numbers as well. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he looked like the best player in the postseason last year, in my personal opinion, or one of the best players in the postseason, in my personal opinion. But they have a young superstar in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. They have players younger than him who have all-star, superstar potential. Chet Holmgren, he is so good as a rim protector, as a playmaker, as a shooter. Really just really good on both sides of the ball. We saw the huge step that J-Dub took last season on both the offensive and the defensive side of the ball. So the Oklahoma City Thunder, off those things I just named alone, the young talent that they have on this team, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams, they have a great coach. And they just came off a great season, and they did a great job this offseason of making their situation even better. Here we are, it's July, so we know it's the offseason. Every team in the NBA, especially the teams at the top, they're trying to make moves to get better. And I think so far in this offseason, the Oklahoma City Thunder have been doing a great job. And the Oklahoma City Thunder, they did not waste any time when it came to making their team better this offseason. As soon as the NBA Finals concluded, they set the tone for this offseason, and they made an outstanding trade, trading away Josh Giddey, who in my opinion is a really solid basketball player. They traded him away to the Chicago Bulls in exchange for Alex Caruso. And I'm sure you guys all heard that the reason that Josh Giddey was traded, he was asked about making a commitment to coming off the bench, and he said that was something that he wasn't ready for at this point in his career. So they found a great deal with the Chicago Bulls, and they bring in Alex Caruso. And Alex Caruso, he's one of those guys, you look at his numbers, they're not going to jump out at you. Like last season, he only averaged 10 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds per game. But Alex Caruso is way more than what the stat sheet shows. He is an impact player. He's a high impact player, one of the best perimeter defenders in all of the NBA. And he's just one of those guys that you hate to play against, but you love to have him on your team. And he's going to bring so much more to this team than just his skills on the court. He's a great locker room guy. He seems very positive from what I see, just watching him in interviews, watching him interact with his teammates on the court. And then he also is going to bring playoff experience to, like we said, the youngest team in NBA history to clinch and an NBA first seed. So you're getting so much with Alex Caruso. He's won a championship with the Los Angeles Lakers in 2022. And one thing that I cannot stop thinking about, and a lot of teams are going to hate this, is that now the Oklahoma City Thunder, they have like 2 lockdown defenders. They already had Lou Dort on his team, who's still going to be a member of the Oklahoma City Thunder for years to come. And now they have Alex Caruso. Could you imagine having these 2 guys? And it's kind of like with the Boston Celtics having Drew Holiday and Derek White, just 2 elite high-level defenders. The Oklahoma City Thunder can say that they have that now, and now they can throw these 2 guys. You can pair Alex Caruso on the opposing team's best offensive playmaker, or the igniter of the offense, and then you can pair Lou Dort on the best wing scorer. So I think that right there alone is going to be so beneficial for a team that was already top 10, top 5 in defensive rating. So that right there is going to be tremendous. And then offensively, they're getting an upgrade as well. If he's going to replace Josh Giddey in the starting lineup. That's going to be a positive for the Oklahoma City Thunder. One of Josh Giddey. I shouldn't say one of, but his biggest weakness was his inability to shoot the 3-point shot. So now you're plugging in a player in Alex Caruso, who last season with the Chicago Bulls, a team that's nowhere near as offensively fluent as the Oklahoma City Thunder. On that team, he shot 40% from 3, and playing alongside Jalen Williams, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who is the best driver of the basketball in the NBA right now. Alex Caruso, he's going to be getting even more wide open looks. So offensively, they're getting the guy that's going to make the right play, make the right pass, can cut, can finish around the rim, and also knock down an open jump shot. He doesn't need any plays ran for him, and he doesn't need the ball in his hands at all. And then you're picking up a defensive monster. So getting Alex Caruso, everybody has been saying this, so big time for the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I agree 1,000%. So Alex Caruso, great addition for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And then their most recent move this offseason came yesterday when they signed former Knicks center Isaiah Hartenstein to a 3-year deal worth $90 million. And this is a perfect free agency signing for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I know a lot of people expect when really good teams come off of a season and they don't win the championship, everybody expects them to go out and say who's going to be the new star that they're going to add to this team. But the Oklahoma City Thunder, they're taking that new approach that a lot of teams have been doing, and that's building the quality of guys, around your best 2 players or your best 3 players, getting as many high quality role players around these guys as possible. And that's exactly what Isaiah Hartenstein is. He's a guy that plays his role really well, and he's going to help the Oklahoma City Thunder out with something that they struggled with last season, and that's rebounding the basketball. And to end the 2023-2024 NBA season, the Oklahoma City Thunder ranked 28th in the league when it came to total rebounds per game. And in the second half of the season, they were a better rebounding team. I was reading during the second half of the season, they ranked 10th in the NBA in total rebounding and total rebounds per game, but the level of competition wasn't as high as it was in the first half of the season. And then also in the postseason against the Dallas Mavericks, the Oklahoma City Thunder, I believe they only won the rebounding count in 1 game out of 6 against the Dallas Mavericks, and in some of those games they got absolutely crushed on the glass. So adding Isaiah Hartenstein, off that fact alone, his ability to rebound the basketball during the playoffs, he showed how good of an offensive rebounder, just a rebounder in general that he is. I believe he broke the New York Knicks playoff record for most offensive rebounds in a single game. I believe he grabbed like 12 offensive rebounds, and he had like 19 total rebounds on the game. So they're getting a really solid rebounder. And if you watch any New York basketball at all, especially when Mitchell Robinson went down and Hartenstein was placed into that starting center position, he's so much more than a rebounder. One thing he really excels at, he's really good at setting those, at doing those dribble handoffs, setting that screen afterwards, or doing the dribble handoff, faking the pass, hitting a cutter, or finding a shooter. He's a really skilled big man that can make passes. He can make passes in traffic, whether it's a bounce pass to a cut or hitting shooters in their pocket. So he's a really good passer, a really good rebounder. He has a nice little floater, that big man floater, that big man do around the rim. He has that to his bag. You can throw him up lobs. He's a very mobile big. So I think this is a very solid pickup for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And looking at Isaiah Hartenstein, and let me know, is it Isaiah Hartenstein or Isaiah Hartenstein? Because when I'm watching the games, when I'm watching TV, I hear the two all the time. So let me know down in the comment sections if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. But one thing with Isaiah Hartenstein is that he's adding a lot of, he's going to give the Oklahoma City Thunder some lineup versatility, because now they have the ability to go big or they can go small when they need to. Now I'm not really sure, because now they have 6 guys that's capable of starting with Alex Caruso, with Lu Dort, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, and then also Hartenstein. So it's going to be really interesting to see what they're going to start the game with and what they're going to finish the game with. And I'm pretty sure it's going to depend on situations, who they're playing with, how many points they're down by, how many points they're up by. But it's just a really good situation for the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're going to be so much more fluid, so much more versatile, and so much more flexible in their lineup. So I think so far they've just been killing the offseason because they're not trying to do too much, but they're focusing on they're focused on the areas that they can improve in. And I just think getting a rebounder like Hartenstein is going to help this team out a lot. But that's what I wanted to talk about with you guys today. I think the Oklahoma City Thunder have been doing a fantastic job, and I don't know what it is about this offseason. I'm really enjoying talking about these teams, talking about the draft. It's been really fun so far. So if you enjoyed this video, because I really did enjoy talking about these guys, leave a like, comment down below how you feel about the off-season additions, and then so that you don't miss any content, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button. And that's curtains.